Her Scorched Bones, written by Fiona Tarr, narrated by Courtney Ede. Chapter 1. Jenny steered another drunken reveller away as he collided with her on the dance floor. More beer sloshed onto her foot, still throbbing from the cowboy boots stomping on it a few moments before. Her whole body vibrated. Partygoers bumped and swayed. Music blasted from a wall of speakers either side of the stage. "I can't believe you talked me into this." She leant close to Nev's ear so he could hear her. Strobe lighting flashed across his face. His white teeth glowed iridescent against his dark skin. "You need to learn to let your hair down a little, Constable Williams." A wave of hot flesh swam around them. She swayed to the music as best she could, feeling awkward and uncoordinated. Her tall, gangly body was ungainly on a dance floor. "There's letting your hair down, then there's going nuts. This is insane." Jenny waved her hand around the scene. The smell of beer and sweat filled the air. "I didn't think there were this many people living in the region, let alone so many singles." "A B&S ball brings them out of the woodwork, that's for sure." He glanced up. "Speaking of which..." He nodded behind Jenny. She checked over her shoulder. Nick waved, and the sheepish grin on his face made her realize this place was no more his cup of tea than it was hers. She wondered what brought him along. They were technically singles, or bachelors and spinsters as the B&S mantra required, but bars and clubs were the last place she expected to see the quiet, somber cattle farmer. Seeing Nick always made her think of her missing family. He was one of the few people who knew she came to Cooper Pedy to find answers, and now she believed his family could be the key to finding out what happened to Melanie and Aunt Carolyn nearly a decade ago. "Hi!" Nick shouted over the music. "Hi yourself! I didn't expect to see you here!" Apart from being a hermit on his remote property, Nick only recently recovered from a gunshot wound, one she still felt totally responsible for. "I heard you were coming!" He nodded toward Nev. There was no point glaring at her roommate. He was already distracted chatting up a blonde with a Taylor Swift outfit, complete with tall Western-style boots and a soft lace and chiffon dress. "Really?" She wrapped her arm around his, turned him around and started weaving away from the noise and the overloaded dance floor. "Where are we going?" He frowned, but didn't pull his arm free from hers. The warmth of his body and the smell of his spicy aftershave made her smile. His frown disappeared. "Away from this!" She spoke into his ear as the crowd jostled apart, then closed in behind them. The tall metal-clad shed was cavernous, large enough to be an airport hangar. The smell of hot flesh, hay, and machinery lingered, pushing aside.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?